John, what do you do for a living?
Well, I write. I was a journalist and a publisher, but a lot of that was knocked for six when I got these leg ulcers.
What happened?
Initially it was skin and discoloration, eczema, swelling, but then all of a sudden, we're going back 6 years now, a really quickly developing and growing nasty ulcer just erupted out of nowhere. I'd never heard of leg ulcers, so I was just 49, and you know, there's not a condition that you talk about amongst yourselves.
And were you did you have an I mean, you're a journalist. Did you have an active life? What kind of things did you do?
Very. I mean, up to that point, then I would actually cycle around to work, and cycle great distances actually as a hobby. Swim as a hobby in swimming pools. I mean, you know, exercise related for hours.
So this must have been an absolute disaster to your life to do this.
It was an utter hammer blow socially, and in terms of what impact employment, my job, my ability to work, my ability to move. They look disgusting as well as smelling disgusting. The pain is just, I don't think I could really, it makes me upset even to this day to think about how awful it was. The fears that you had were to be in contact with other people should they brush against you, right? Because you're constantly aware that the people's shopping trolleys, dogs, children, objects being kicked around, anything like that. So you didn't go anywhere near a tube train or a bus if you possibly could avoid it. So again, your options are narrowing down. You aren't allowed to drive your car. You know, you're in taxis, or totally dependent on the generosity of other people. I did spend some Christmases and New Year's with people. I tried desperately hard, but you know, there were obvious occasions when people were going out with kids, running around, and treasure hunts and stuff like that at Easter, or early morning swims to break the ice at Christmas, all that sort of stuff. No, I'm sorry, I can't join in. I can't do that. That's beyond the call for me. I'll have to stay at home. So you're the party pooper.
You're the killjoy.
You're the killjoy. But I didn't say anything. I didn't complain. I just had to back off. And people don't want you to back off. They want you to be involved. So socially, it is a problem. But I think that certainly this clinic here that we're talking at in Accelerate is more aware of the implications than anyone I'd previously encountered with regards to my treatment.
What was the turning point?
My first day arriving here.
How did you get to come here?
The internet, believe it or not, yes. My consultant at my previous treatment place, I don't know if you want me to name it, so I better not, but it's in the notes and you can put it in if you like. She had despaired that all ideas, everything they'd tried for 4 years by that time, had come to naught, including surgery, debridement at St. Thomas's, and all the tests to find out what the causation was had come to naught. So she'd Googled and found a reference to a Dr. Richard Bull, complex leg wound specialist. Now he is the consultant dermatologist, I hope he still is, or good luck to him, but he's the consultant dermatologist here at Accelerate. So he asked the people at Accelerate, who only really just opened as a community interest company at that time, to see me. And they all did in one room, all of them, the whole staff saw me in one go. All of them to have a look at this disgusting mess down below my 2 knees. And I wasn't in much, I was in quite a lot of pain, I remember. But everybody was, you know, looking at it from various viewpoints, talking about the medications I was on, and making notes and having a conference with me in the room.
What was going through your mind when all this was happening?
Well, I'd never been in a conference with me in it, being discussed in that way before. I mean, I tried to open up with the consultant, but you're not going to get a consultant and the nurse and the specialist from vascular and the podiatrist or someone all in the same room with you and only you for half an hour. You couldn't do it, I don't think. So yeah, so it was very, very different. And then they immediately said, right, well, we'll clean you up and we'll put this on you. And we'll have a go with this. And it was a different type of bandage, actually, that I hadn't come across. I'd come across an awful lot of bandages in those 4 years prior to this, coming to this clinic. And they said, well, this is the one we use. I said, all right, I see. Well, it doesn't look like the ones I've been getting. And what about the underneath and that? So, well, yeah, we put on some stuff between the skin and the bandage, but not what you've been getting. And so that all went on. And then the nurse who was doing it sort of took a great big leap with her arm, yanked it. As I thought, oh my God, she's gonna restrict the flow and I'll die of blood loss or something, because it looked like she was doing it so tightly. But in fact, it didn't hurt at all, and that's what I needed. I needed a really tight, high level of compression, much higher than national recommendations or benchmarks in the NICE, and as in National Institute of Clinical Excellence in Health guidelines, much higher.
So what's happened since?
Well, by December 2013, one leg had cleared up completely. And by the middle, I think, of last year, then a very, very reluctant big daddy ulcer, which was the first and original one, also finally gave up the ghost and receded. The skin had healed on both the others, and so